Hello, this is Yoony, and this is the fourth episode of Let's Talk Real Talk podcast. With school starting, Harriet and I haven't been able to update Let's Talk Real talk show regularly, but we are trying our best to upload as many podcast episodes as we can until we are able to film an official talk show video. Today it's just me speaking through the eyes of an international student regarding a problem that I recently noticed. I want to talk about my observations of third culture kids regarding culture and calling places home without knowing what it truly means. A few days ago, Singapore finally turned 55 years old. This time, even with the COVID-19 pandemic, I was reminded once again how incredibly fortunate I am to be living in such a beautiful and colorful city island. Now, you probably heard international students call the country or city they are living at home, simply because they have been living a long period of time in that place. I know that I personally would call Singapore my home. But here's the problem. For the 12 years that I lived in Singapore, I only mainly remember my friends and I going to Starbucks, fast food restaurants, hanging around Orchard Road's shopping malls, basically just living a basic good life in a luxurious city. Looking back now, I feel like everything that I used to do was so Americanized. Not that that's bad, but it's a shame that I never really tried to explore the true cultures and go to local destinations. In fact, I probably don't know 99% of Singapore's significant history either. I'm ashamed to call Singapore my home now because I feel like I just lived a life following the route that any tourist visiting Singapore for the first time would follow. I feel like in order to call a place home, you can't just enjoy the luxuries and the beauty of it. You actually have to immerse yourself in the history, the local cultures, and the people of that place. You can't be selective. This belief actually was reinforced, especially when I was scrolling through social media on Singapore's birthday. I came across countless posts and Instagram stories celebrating Singapore, which is good, but they were all photos of Marina Bay Sands, which is a typical tourist destination, if you know. Photos of sunsets and the words and captions, "My pretty city," or "Glad to call Singapore my home." Well, I can't say there's an explicit problem with this, but to me, all of this sounded cliche, and it didn't truly capture the beauty and culture behind Singapore. Posting photos of tourist attractions in Singapore was the least that we could do as students calling the small city home. So I wondered what we could do as students and a wide community to further educate ourselves of the culture and history of Singapore and how we can truly celebrate Singapore's next birthday as a nation. So I know that there are many proposals that people give that are either unrealistic or people are just really lazy to achieve it. So I went through my high school's course catalog and planning program to really analyze what students need and want and what is a pursuable goal. So, as a South Korean TCK, a third culture kid going to an American school, learning about Singapore is very rare unless you voluntarily sign up for a Malaysian history course that my school offers. Here, you only learn a little information about Singapore and mainly learn about Malaysian history. So, what I think is a beneficial way for students to learn about Singapore is through watching several Singaporean documentaries or reading books, magazines, articles, autobiographies, or honestly any written piece by local Singaporean authors. This way we can see Singapore from their perspective, their true perspective, and also maybe gain a few insight on Singapore's true beauty and culture. A better and a more innovative way is to have a widened course where students can propose their own project to either interview local Singaporeans, explore local Singaporean destinations, or even tour around Singapore for its local foods. Students can turn the videos, the photos, the writing, the interviews, or anything they did from traveling around Singapore into a project, whether it's a presentation to family, a presentation to the whole school, or even a published source for a more wider audience to view. So at our school, there's a mandatory course called Catalyst. It's a semester-long course, and here students can choose what they learn based on their interests, and they can do any project they want on that topic. I believe that students could basically do anything they want as long as they get insight and they learn about Singapore's true cultures. Next, although this may be hard due to COVID-19, students and their friends or family could go eat out at a new local restaurant or food court, take a short trip to a museum or historical site, instead of going to the same places every outing. I feel like these small steps could help us take a step into truly celebrating and understanding Singapore's true beauty. I believe that this conversation was quite necessary, especially for international students like me. We need to push ourselves further to actually learn about the place we call home and also widen our perspectives and learning within the community. Anyway, that was the podcast for today. If you would like for me and Harriet to cover a specific topic or issue, feel free to comment down below. Thank you.